On this episode of Gomi Style, we're talking about cardboard, the humble material that's used for boxing up everything from toys to shoes to furniture. By now, most communities collect and recycle their cardboard, turning it into something useful like insulation or pet bedding. But here on Gomi Style, we think we can go one better and actually reuse, not recycle the cardboard, and avoid the waste stream altogether. But first, we got to get enough material to actually do the work. So we're here at San Francisco's Recycle Central to get some of the material before it gets recycled. Most people think of cardboard as a material that really doesn't have a lot of strength. Once it's been bent or scored, it sort of loses its structural integrity. But really that's not true. Now this box, you can see it's already kind of falling apart, but just by keeping the relative structural integrity upright here and upright on this angle, it's holding his entire 750-pound body weight. So Chad, this is the approach that you're going to take, which is tongue and groove.
It's called tab and slot.
From what it looks like, you're going to be using nothing but pieces of cardboard upright like this, and then a series of pieces kind of slotted into it like this. And as you put those pieces together, that makes a structural unit. So now we're making another chair here using cardboard that's much more raw and scrappy, and the pieces don't match so much. So we're going to use a technique that kind of compensates for that and still make something structural even though the pieces are pretty sloppy. What we're going to end up with is a kind of lounge chair that looks something like this. Low to the ground, comfortable, something that you wouldn't mind sitting in to watch a movie or play video games. We'll see how far we get. But what's interesting is that chair is actually being compressed together because there's a hole drilled through each piece. There's a long threaded rod through that hole, and then there's just a washer and a nut on either end, compressing all that cardboard together. All right, Charlie, I found this cheap piece of press board from the back of a bookshelf, and this is just strong enough to make a template that we can reuse over and over again for cutting out the cardboard shapes. We now have our finished template. We've got a nice smooth line for the seating area. We've got 3 precision drilled holes, which will go into each piece of cardboard as well. Those threaded rods will go through that hole, hold each piece in line, and that compression will hold all those pieces together. It'll be as strong as a piece of wood. We've got Charlie set up now with an assembly line, so he can easily measure, draw, and cut each piece of cardboard to match the others. Meanwhile, we let Chad loose to develop his own chair design as he goes along. These two designs couldn't be more different from one another. Charlie's chair uses a very simple approach and requires a minimum of design experience. The challenge is that it requires a huge amount of material to make. Chad's chair uses so little cardboard that it's being made from a single large cardboard box, but it'll be a technical challenge to design a working chair strong enough to use every day. This project is a great example not of recycling, but of reuse. Recycling would involve taking this material to a processing plant, where it gets shredded, broken down, and remanufactured into insulation and other products. But here on Gomi Style, we feel it's always better to reuse a material and keep it out of the waste stream altogether. As an everyday chair, this particular design I would probably have to give a thumbs down to. Like we suspected, this back leg having no support on it at all is a little bit flimsy. However, as a beautiful piece of art hanging on the wall, not so bad. But this was a good experiment. We tried a design that we just pretty much made up on the spot, and it really only took us a couple of hours of labor to figure out if the design works. I would say we're mostly there, and with just a couple of modifications, this design would be rock solid. You can see that you've got a piece going this way and a piece going this way. What you're really missing is that third component of a piece going this way on each of the legs. And that way these legs would then become very independently strong and structural, whereas right now they still have a tendency to be flexible. All in all, our experiments were pretty interesting. We learned a couple of things. One, from this lounge chair that we made, we learned that when you compress cardboard together, it becomes extremely strong, rigid, and structural. I mean, this chair is rock solid as if it was made from a single piece of wood. So, I think we should make 1 or 2 more chairs like this, maybe even an ottoman, or even turn it into a couch. But the next reuse project for the game room is a coffee table or some end tables, and I think the perfect material for that would be some found steel pipe and some other scrounged materials. Stay tuned for that project next.